guys, what is going on in your life right now? Because my life has been crazy busy. I have stuff to study for, I have essays to write, and then in between that I've had so many different occasions to do and hangouts that I just haven't had any time to just breathe. But with that being said, yesterday, or maybe it was 2 days ago now, or I don't really know, but at some point recently, it was the first day of spring, and I am so happy to hear that because I hate winter. I am just not a winter person. Winter and me just do not meet up. So springtime is literally my favorite season of the year. Everything is just new and beautiful and everything is in its baby phase in nature, and babies are the best. I'm getting really off topic here, but anyway, I wanted to share with you guys a makeup look that I think is perfect for spring. It's focused on being glowy and bronzed and basically what I always look for in makeup, but for springtime. So yeah, if you guys want to see the makeup that I'm trying out for the spring, then keep on watching this video. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can click the button that is right here and subscribe to see my beautiful face on your computer or phone or tablet or whatever you're watching this on. And yeah, you can keep up with what I post on this little corner of the internet. So without further ado, let's get into my makeup look. So I'm going to start by applying my primer, and I am using the Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizing Base, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of this to any place that I feel like I have larger pores, because this is like the pore smoothing one. So mainly throughout my, I like to call it the plus side, the plus zone rather than like the T-zone, because it's more like through your cheeks and your chin. Maybe this is just the center of the face. For my foundation, I'm going to be using my Nars Sheer Glow. This was technically my winter foundation, and I'm carrying it over into spring because one, this foundation is just glowy, it's perfect, I love it. So I don't want to give it up for the summer and springtime, although I do have other favorites that I'll start breaking out as I get a little more color. But because it hasn't been too sunny out, I haven't been getting a lot of sun, so I'm still in my winter shade. So I'm going to apply a nice layer of Sheer Glow to my face. And I'm using my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush for this. Now it's time for my favorite combination of concealers, which you guys are probably sick of at this point, but it's the Maybelline Fit Me and the Rimmel Wake Me Up Concealer. So I'm just going to apply the Fit Me basically just around my nose and to like a fading blemish that I have on my chin, but otherwise my skin's doing okay at the moment, so I don't want to over conceal. And then the Wake Me Up Concealer I'm going to apply pretty generously underneath my eye. And the reason why I'm using a little bit extra of this is not only to brighten up the dark circles that I have, because I'm tired and I've been writing essays all weekend, but it's actually because this concealer has kind of like a shimmer element to it, which is just going to add to the kind of glowy look that we're going to try and emulate for the springtime. To blend those out, I'm just going to use my Beauty Blender very lightly. Basically right afterwards, I'm going to just set the under eyes with a little bit of the Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. This is the only powder that I'm going to use to set today because I do want this look to kind of feature the glowing qualities of the makeup, especially since I'm using a lot of liquid products. I don't want things to be matte, so I'm only setting the eye area because I don't want that to crease, and I do tend to have a lot of creasing go on there. I'm just going to apply whatever's extra down my nose so that way that doesn't move either. Sticking with my cream products, I'm going to use one of my favorite all-time glam luxury products, which is the Tan de Chanel. This is my favorite. It's a cream bronzer, and I just love it for giving yourself that like kind of sun-kissed glow that isn't powdery. So I'm using a duo fiber brush here and just doing my kind of contour structure with it. So just really working it into the parts of my face that I like to recede. So my cheekbones, my temples, underneath my chin. And this is a much more natural look than I would get if I was going in and contouring with a powder, because you guys can tell I'm kind of swirling this product in, and that's a lot of the work of the Duo Fiber brush, is that it's just a much more lighter and airbrushed look. I'm not like pressing the brush in, I'm just swirling it and working that product in. My eyebrows are not filled in right now, and so I feel like a ghost. So I'm going to let those creams kind of just settle themselves into my skin a little bit, and I will move over to my eyes and my eyebrows. So I'm going to prime my eyelids with the Nars Pro Prime Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. Yes, that is its name. And I'm just going to blend that into my eyelid. And I haven't really decided what I want to do for the eyes yet. I think I want to do a little bit of shimmer, but since I've been going so matte crazy recently, I actually don't have any shimmery eyeshadows here except for the Naked palette, and I don't want to use that. I'm going to let that settle in, and in the meantime I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. So recently I have been going back to my Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is in the shade Dark Brown, and I'm going to do a process that I don't typically do, which is kind of like the outlining and then filling in the brows. I saw a picture of that on Instagram, and I thought that I'd try it out, and then I did it the other day and I kind of liked the results. Although I just messed up, so that's good. Okay, so that brow is done. And now I'm going to do this one with that same process of just kind of outlining the outer portion of my eyebrow. Okay. So now, because I did that kind of like block method of doing eyebrows that really I don't love, but I'm trying out some new things. So because of that, it's really important that I just kind of run the spoolie end of the Brow Wiz through my eyebrows, so that way it just softens everything, because I don't want outlined eyebrows. Let's be real here. Tell me how you guys like to fill in your eyebrows down below if you do fill them in. Do you do this kind of process, or do you normally do what I typically do, which is just kind of fill them in so that way there's more depth to the center of them, but not necessarily as much structure. So now just put in some brow gel in there. Again, the Anastasia clear brow gel, because it's essentially the only one that I use. And now I'm going to go ahead and do my eyeshadow. So like I said, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do here, but I realized in my makeup cabinet that I had my Nars Albatross, which I completely forgot that I owned this highlighter. It is the most potent thing that I have ever seen and that I've ever used. But I also have my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, which has like that amazing kind of bronzy shade here. So I think I'm going to mix the Hourglass Radiant Light powder, which is the bronzy one over here, and I'm going to mix that with the color Solace from the Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette. So it's this kind of chocolatey brown color. I'm gonna mix those together on, let's see, what brush do I want to use? I'm going to use the Sigma E25 brush. So I'm going to go in to the Kat Von D palette first, pick up just a little bit of that color on the brush, and then go into my dim lighting palette over here, and then just work that over the lid, and let's see how that looks. Because I like to keep my makeup really natural on an everyday basis, but I do want to give it just a little bit more glow for that amazing springtime look. And I really like this. Wow. It has just a little bit of that reflectiveness from the dim light palette, but it's not quite a shimmer. So it works really well for me. And this is the first time that I've ever done this, so I'm pretty happy. I'm going to take a little bit more of just the brown color from the Kat Von D and just smoke it out underneath my eye. So that way there's a little bit of continuity. and run it through my crease. Just the Kat Von D color underneath my eye. And then through the crease. Wow, so I really like that. I think it's a nice way to kind of balance between a straight, like, shimmery eyeshadow and just a matte color. So now I decided to skip liquid eyeliner just to keep this look a little bit lighter, but you can definitely add some. I am going to line my waterline on the outer thirds, top and bottom, with some brown eyeliner, and this is Hustle by Urban Decay. And then I got a little bit up here on my upper lash line, so I'll just apply that to both sides. And then I'm going to take a little brush to just blend it out, because I didn't mean for there to be a liner up there, but once there is one, you gotta just work with it, you know? Mistakes happen, people. Roll with the punches. So on a little detailer brush, I'm just going to take a little bit of Albatross and just put it on my inner corner. And then the same thing to the other side. And that's that. I'm not going to apply Albatross as my highlighter today because I think that's just a little bit too much for me, because I'm not like doing anything exciting today. I just have class. And I am instead going to go back to the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder and use the Incandescent Light and Dim Light. So it's the two lighter shades, and just kind of mix those together and run that basically all throughout my under eye area. So it's like in those baking videos where people would place their baking powder. That's where I'm applying this, but obviously I'm not baking with it. And a little bit along my jawline. Center of my nose, center of my face. Just get that little bit of dim light there. Honestly, I wasn't sure if I was going to bronze, but I decided that I'm going to. This is the Marc Jacobs Tantric bronzer, which is that huge one. And just on a big dome brush, I'm just going to intensify and kind of set where I put that cream bronzer before. And just again on my nosy. And now I'm ready to go in with blush. So I'm not a cream blush person. I've tried it out a ton of times, just never jive with it. So I'm going in with my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush Palette and taking the light pink shade over here on the end, which is called Luminous Flush, and just apply it to the backs of my cheeks. So I don't like to bring it forward. I just like to keep it on the highest point of my cheekbone to give it a little bit of color, but I think that it kind of like slims down the face when you do that, but I also have naturally full cheeks, so it doesn't take away from that either. But if you guys want more of like a baby doll, like kind of puffy cheek look, then bring the blush forward a little bit. And to finish up the look, I am sticking with one of my favorite matte lip colors. This is the Kat Von D Lolita 2 shade. And I also like this one because Lolita 1 is like a mauve-y pink, but this one has a little bit of like a poppy kind of orangey undertone. So I think it's a little more appropriate. So that is it for this makeup look. I hope that you guys liked it. If you guys have any spring makeup looks or hairstyles that you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. Also, tell me what you think of this hair. I switched it back to a center part today. I went for more of like a loose bend rather than a full-on curl, so it's a little more bedheadiness. I don't know. I did this look once and my dad told me he did not like it. So tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. My hair is at that in-between length now where I don't really know what I want to do with it. So I'm trying out some new styles. Let me know, and yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! And if you guys didn't see my last video that I posted, go ahead and click the link right here to check out my favorite lip products.